Are you still manually setting up appointments with clients and potential leads? If you are, then you are wasting time every single week, and there's an easier way. I'm here to show you how to set up an appointment in Calendly so that you don't have to do everything manually, and you can send clients and potential leads to your calendar to be able to make that appointment happen. Not only does this save you time, it also is a much more professional way to handle booking your appointments. Today, I'm going to dig in and show you how we can save you time so you can focus your energy on actually getting your client work done. Hi, I'm Amy Fearman from Workflow Impact. I help service-based solopreneurs simplify their businesses through tech-based solutions so they can rediscover the joy in their business and scale. Today, I'm going to take you into Calendly and get your first appointment type set up so that you can stop using your precious time trying to figure out when is best to meet and start using that time towards helping your clients move forward in their businesses. Let's dig in. Welcome to the Calendly dashboard. In this section of the video, I'm going to walk you through the basics of setting up your first appointment on Calendly so that you can go and copy this step by step. So feel free to open your Calendly account and do this alongside me, or come back and watch it as many times as you need to. So let's dig in. The first thing before you even get to this point is you want to make sure that you are signing up for your Calendly account with the account that is attached to your calendars that you want to integrate with. This step just makes it easier and you don't have to do additional steps once you get into Calendly. This means that those calendars will already be there and ready to link versus then having to go back and link a second calendar. That's first step. Second step is we're going to set up a few things in your account settings before setting up your actual first appointment. So you're going to come up here to account and go into account settings. The one thing that's important to change on this page is your time zone. You want to make sure that your time zone is set correctly so that when somebody books an appointment, they'll see it in their correct time zone and you'll get it on your calendar in your correct time zone. So I'm in Eastern. We're going to set that up as the Eastern time zone. We're going to save any changes if we made them. And then we're going to come back up here and look at branding. This goes out on your emails. It shows up on your calendar pages so that they know that this is branded to you. Then you click save. And again, you can come down to my link. Now my link this is attached to my A. Fearman Gmail account. So it automatically takes the first part of my Gmail email and puts it here as what this should be. If you have a business name that you're working under or something else that you would rather it be, for example, Workflow Impact. Now, there's one more thing to do before we create that first appointment type, and that's making sure your calendars are connected. Now, I've already have this email. This is the calendar account that I wanted associated with. If you have another calendar account that you work with, you can also add them here. With my actual account that I have linked to my Calendly that I use all the time, it does have two calendars because I have a personal calendar and I have a work calendar. The personal calendar has my kids' dentist appointments, doctor's appointments, things like that I'm not available to work during. So I need them to be checked for those things. It's also where my vacations go. But my work stuff doesn't need to show up on my personal calendar for my husband to see most of the time. So I have I have two calendars there. So you can have as many as you want and it can check up to 6. Come down here and make sure that it is connected with the one you want to be checking. So where it's going to check to have conflicts and then where you want to add it to your calendar. So that's that piece. Then you click OK. We're going to go back out of here, go back to the home, to the dashboard. And when you open up a Calendly account, it gives you 3 options: a 15-minute meeting, a 30-minute meeting, and a 60-minute meeting. When you have the free account, you get to pick one account type that you want to work with. And now you have a lot of flex as to what that looks like and what that can be built out. It doesn't just need to be a coffee chat or a discovery call. If you want to use it for internal clients, you can do that as well. So think about how you want to use it and if you're trying the software out to see how it works for your business, pick the one that's most used so that you can see how it works for your business. In this instance, I'm going to set up a coffee chat, because right now I'm doing a lot of networking and that is the most relevant. I'm going to take the one that's here and just adjust it and tweak it. You can clone these. You can start from scratch and create a new one if you'd like. What is this meeting? So it says 15-minute meeting. I'm actually going to call it coffee chat. And I'm going to add a location. Now, because we're on the free plan, we don't get a direct Zoom integration. That's part of the upgrade. But you can do a customized location, and you can put in where you want to meet them, or tell them it will come in a follow-up email or whatnot. Or you could actually put a link here. It's a manual step that you would have to take, or you can use the same Zoom room for every call. That's up to you. I always do this to display the location after confirmation if it is a paid engagement. And now this is where you'd put your description. Now this shows up in a couple of places. It shows up when they're making the appointment on the main calendar page where they're signing up for that time slot. It also shows up in their confirmation email, and it will show up on their calendar link. So you want to make sure that when they make this appointment, this gives them enough information to know what they're signing up for, but also it shows up in those places to remind them what they signed up for as well. So what I'm going to put in here is, all right, and then this one, I'm going to actually change this to coffee chat. And then you can pick what color you want it to be in your calendar. Close that out. Next thing, this is where you get to pick the specifics of how and when they can actually select the time slot. You can pick the event duration, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or whatever you decide to be, 27 minutes. Or if you're doing a longer call, maybe you're doing a 90-minute call, you could pick that as well. We'll pick 45 minutes. Now, the next piece of this is the date range. So over a period of rolling days means over the next 60 days, they can pick anything in that time frame that you have blocked off. So maybe you have coffee chats every Thursday from 2 until 3 or 2 until 6, let's say. Give yourself a nice window there of times to have that coffee chat. Over the next 60 days, they could pick any Thursday during that time frame. You can have it as long of a window or a short of window as you want in there. You can do it over a date range. So maybe you're doing a challenge and people get to be on a call with you during that challenge. They can book a call only during that week-long challenge. There's an option there as well. You can also book it for indefinitely, so they could make one next year if they wanted. I tend to like to have some kind of parameter on it so that I don't end up with things that are way out in the future. Time zone is already set. We did that already. And now we get to come down here. When you open this up, usually there's a set 9 to 5 setup in here. Now, what you can do to make this an easy switch, you can wipe any kind of formatting out that's in here really easily and then enter in whatever you want it to be. Instead of having to go change it for each time slot on each day, you can do this really easily. And let me show you how. So we're going to click on Monday. And let's say you only want to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays doing coffee chats from 4 until 6 p.m. So you can click unavailable, and down here it says or apply to multiple. You can apply it to a certain day, to all Mondays, or multiple days. So that means if we only want coffee chats from 2 until 4 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we want to wipe out anything that's on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. So we're going to go to Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, click apply, and look, it wipes it all out. You don't have to go and do it for each individual one. We can use the same thing to add that time slot, new interval, 2 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. And we're going to add it to multiples, and we're going to go on Tuesdays and Thursdays and repeat it on specific days of the week. So it's going to be every week that it has those. You could also put it on specific dates if you're only doing it, say, for the month of July, or you're only doing it for a period of 2 weeks. There we go. 2 to 4. If you come down here and click show more, you can see it for this time period. So here it is for the next 30 days. If you're interested in knowing how to individually time block and not give a specific range, there's a way to set that up as well. And you can check the video here to see how that is done. Now, before we move on from setting the availability, come and check into advance, because there's a couple things here that you want to look at. You can show the increments of availability. Is it every 5 minutes so they could start at 2:35, or do you want it on the half an hour or the 15-minute mark or the hour mark? That makes your life easier, so they could come in and say 2:30 to 3:30, but it's going to depend. It all depends on where you start as to, can they pick it at 2:30, or is it only on 2, 3, and 4 o'clock? Event max per day. I don't know about you, but I don't want 4 calls of any kind in one day. So this is where I can set how many of these I want to do a day. If I'm doing a coffee chat and I have a window, I'll usually do 2 or 3 a day, depending on the day of week. I can easily do that. So I'll put 2 in there. And minimum scheduling notice. This one's important. You don't want to be out doing something with your family and get a ding, you have a call with so-and-so in 4 hours. I wasn't going to be home. This is nice because you can set it for 24 or 48 hours. Or if there are things that you need prep work to do prior to having the call and you need 7 days, make sure that you don't allow them to schedule in a 7-day window before that. That gives you the time to work up what you need. I always put a minimum of at least 24 hours because jumping on a call quickly doesn't work well for my planning brain. And also event buffers. You don't want to go from call to call to call. We all got to pee, right? You want to give yourself some breathing room in there. Have a snack, get a drink of water, use the bathroom. All those are important. Making sure you have a breather to decompress in between each call. And for some people, they need 10 minutes and they're good to go. And some people need an hour. So it's up to you as how much buffer time you want in between calls. So those are all the pieces there. We'll click save. Now, we've done the basic setup for this. There are a couple other things that you can add. Now, in the additional options, some of these features are pro, and I've got a whole nother video that talks about the pro features and the benefits of them. I'm going to show you how to set this up with just the basic that you can use on the free plan, because to get started with Calendly, that's all you need. First off, asking questions. When you're doing a coffee chat, you're asking who they are, their email address, what their business is, and what you want to chat about. It may be that you connected somewhere and they're signing up and following up with you, but that doesn't mean you're going to remember right off the bat who they are. So asking for a little bit of information is always helpful. One special tip here is to always, always, always ask for people's phone number. I know that seems like, why would they want my phone number? There are 2 reasons you want the phone number. One, if they don't show up and it's 5 minutes in, I always send a text message, because sometimes people just forget, or somebody was just getting off a call, and that way they can shoot me a quick text to say, hey, I'll be on in a minute. I have to finish something up. I appreciate the communication in that. The second thing is, what happens if tech goes down on your end? What if your power goes out? What if you had to rush your kid to the emergency room? What if? It's a lot easier to connect with somebody quickly through a quick text message or a quick phone call than it is to go back and forth with email. Because if you're like me, you're not checking your email all of the time and it might get missed. Good customer service is to have that phone number to let people know, hey, we're going to have to postpone this for now. So you can set all these up. You can add different questions. So going in here to add the phone number, just come in here, click phone number, and then type phone number into this and make it required. That way you have that piece of information just in case. We'll hit save and close. You have a lot of flexibility on the intake form as to the questions you want to ask. Notifications and cancellation policy are both things that you need to be on the pro plan to be able to take advantage of. Confirmation page, you do get a confirmation page if you've ever signed up with a link for somebody else's calendar and you go to a thank you page. It's basically, here's the information about your assigned time, and that's it. It's all Calendly branding. It's not personalized to you, which if you're just starting out is all that you really need. On the free plan, you can't collect payments, so anything that you're doing is something for a place that you've already taken payment on, or you're doing it for free, like a coffee chat or a discovery call. That is everything. Now that we've got that done, we go back. You want to make sure that the one that you just created is live. It doesn't have this turn on piece. And you can just come here and click copy link. So let's place that up in here, and it will take us to our coffee chat window. And this is what your potential lead or client would see when you're getting together for a coffee chat. And that's it. That's all you need to do to get one appointment type set up in Calendly. This is going to change the way you do business, I promise. It changed my life when I added this into my business workflow so that I didn't have to constantly be navigating what day and time via email or text, etc. This will change your life. Now, I would love to know down in the comments below which type of appointment you are setting up in Calendly or which one you plan to, and how it's going to change your business. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you're interested in continuing to learn about new tech-based strategies to save you time and simplify your business, make sure you subscribe below and click that bell for notifications so that you know the next time one of these videos hits my channel. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Multiple. Oh, that's helpful. Let's try that to 4 o'clock p.m. That works better. Workflow impact.